Barca! Barca! Barca!
Hello and welcome into Talk FCB and welcome here to the match preview between Rayo and Barcelona as round 11 of La Liga is about to take shape. We are going to be previewing the game in its entirety. Can we maintain our lead at the top? We are gonna find out. Kickoff will be coming to us live from Vallecano at 8:45 local time on Saturday evening in Spain. And as always, guys, here are the times right around the world so you can make sure you're watching this one, because if it's as we expect, there will be goals. And as always, you guys have been out in force once again with your predictions, trying to get the outcome of this game absolutely right. And right now, it is a tough one to call. A lot of you going with a win by 4+ goals, and a lot of you also going with a win by 3 goals. And just watch this preview and have a little look to see if it sways you one way or another after we've had a look at both teams, and most importantly, how these two teams often match up. And of course, elsewhere in La Liga this weekend, a lot of teams right now battling it out at the top of the league to really decide who is going to stay there. And also, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid will both be in action before us on that Saturday. Atletico Madrid will travel to lowly Aganes. They'll be playing away from home there in a game they should expect to win. And high-flying Valladolid will travel to the Bernabeu to face mid-table Real Madrid. And here is right now, guys, the La Liga table as it stands. You can see that Barcelona are currently top of the league on 21 points. Only 1 point ahead, though, of high-flying Alaves. Incredible start of the season from them. Sevilla in 3rd, Atletico in 4th, Espanyol in 5th, and Valladolid in 6th. Make up the top 6. Then there's Levante, Getafe, and finally, there's Real Madrid. But with regards to Rayo against Barca, let's first of all start by discussing our opponents on the night, who have basically just been promoted from the Segunda Division, and they did so as champions of that division last season. They haven't exactly, though, enjoyed a dream return to the Spanish top flight. They've taken just 6 solitary points all season long from their opening 10 games, and right now as it stands, they sit just above last place in the league, with only Huesca enduring a worse start to the season so far. And again, it's only thanks to Huesca that the Rayo do not have the worst defensive record in the league. Huesca have got the worst, then it's Rayo, who've conceded 20 goals in their opening 10 games so far, averaging 2 goals conceded every single game. And again, you've got to point to Huesca. They are pretty much the only reason right now that Rayo's start of the season hasn't been an absolute disaster, because Rayo's only win of the campaign so far came against the La Liga's bottom side, and even that was a very nervy 1-0 win away from home. And since that game, Rayo have gone on a 7-match winless run, no win in 7, which has also included a really embarrassing 5-1 hammering at home against Alaves, and 3 2-2 scorelines come against Espanyol, Leganes and Real Sociedad. And that's why I think in many ways this game suits us down to a T. It suits us so well. It always has done. Rayo against Barcelona has always been a perfect matchup, simply because there is goals out there. There's goals to be had. They're always free-flowing games. There's always a lot of space. They concede a lot of chances, Rayo, and above all else, they concede an awful lot of goals. They're going to come out, they'll try to play, they try to be entertaining, their matches are always good fun, but ultimately, with the kind of attacking players that we possess right now, we should fancy our chances of not only winning this game, but winning it comfortably. And with that said, I just want to highlight that exact point by taking a look over our previous meetings against Rayo Vallecano, which is really an absolute avalanche of goals. Our last meetings against them were back in the 2015-16 season. We beat them 5-1 away from home in the league and 5-2 at the Camp Nou. So it was just the 10 goals that season that we scored against Rayo. And if you actually take a look at our last 10 meetings against Rayo, which dates back to the 11-12 season, it reads as follows. Now, pay special attention to this, because this record is unbelievable. 10 matches played, our last 10 games, 10 wins, 10 out of 10, 48 goals scored, and just the 5 conceded. 48 goals scored in our last 10 games against them. That's average of 4.8 goals per game. That is absolutely phenomenal. That is the best head-to-head record I have ever seen doing any video. And what I can say is, I bet Rayo are really looking forward to this one. But before we all get ahead of ourselves here and get bowled over by confidence, there is one thing that will give Rayo just a little bit of slight belief going into this this game, and that's simply regarding our away record in La Liga this season, because quite simply, it isn't anywhere close to being good enough for a Barcelona side, and it is something that we have to improve upon, and we have to do that quickly, because when you look at the best away records in the league, we're not at the top, we're not the best away team in the league, we're not even in the top 4, we're not even in the top 6 of the best away records in La Liga right now. We actually possess the 8th best away record in the league this season, having dropped 9 points so far on the road, and like I say, that has to improve. It's not good enough. We've got to be better away from home, not only in terms of results, but also in terms of performances, and the only thing really that made me feel a lot better about myself when I was looking at our poor away record and where we stand in the table, I then went and had a look where Real Madrid were in that away table, and this is actually despite them playing one more game than us away from home, having the chance to get 3 more points, but the answer to where they stand in the away table is 17th. They are nearly in the relegation zone away from home in La Liga this season, and that really did fill me with a lot of joy. But ultimately, guys, with everything considered, we are currently high on confidence. We're on a 4-match winning streak right now, playing the best football I think that we've seen so far this season. We are in a fantastic moment, and this is a fixture, like I say, that usually goes our way and usually goes our way comfortably. We should expect a win here, and not only that, we should expect a big one. We have to deliver that away from home. And now we will move swiftly on to the squad selection that Ernesto Valverde has chosen to face Rayo on Saturday, and it reads as follows: Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Rakitic, Busquets, Coutinho, Arthur, Suarez, Dembele, Rafinha, Silasson, Longley, Albert, Munir, Roberto, Vidal, Carlos Alenia and Chumi make the squad, and there are many things to take from that. First of all, I am so pleased to see Alenia included in the squad, simply because he deserves it. The way that he played against Cultural Leonesa, the way that he's played for Barcelona B, he had an unfortunate injury where he would have been straight into the first team this season. He's worked his way there, he's worked very hard, and he was absolutely brilliant. The man of the match, I would say, against Leonesa on Wednesday night. He's earned his place there, and I'm so pleased that Ernesto Valverde has seen that and rewarded that. That's what we need to do for our young players. The flip side of this, though, is of course the omission once again of Malcolm. He's nowhere to be seen. He was played against Cultural Leonesa, played 80 minutes, and then again left out of this squad. There is no doubt in my mind now, something has gone on there, something personal between either himself and Valverde, or the board and Valverde. Something has happened. Malcolm is being punished, and I think right now, to be perfectly honest, it looks extremely likely that we're going to see Malcolm potentially leaving in January. And now onto the team that I would pick to face Rayo on Saturday. Now obviously we do have the Inter game to think about on Tuesday, but I think Ernesto Valverde here is going to go strong. He's going to go strong, keep that confidence going. Not going to be an awful lot of rotation, but I think what we might see is a strong team to start the game, then you can bring players off, then you can rest them. I think we're going to see ter Stegen. We're going to keep this back four as we've seen it against Real Madrid, because they've been growing in recent weeks and looking a lot better defensively. Longley and Piqué here at centre-back, they've been improving their partnership as time has gone on. But what I would do in midfield, I would make a very slight change. I think Busquets, obviously he didn't play on Wednesday, but I still think that we could do with maybe giving him a bit of rest, simply because he's a player who's very unique in his positioning, and I think we can play Rakitic here against Rayo. It's not the most difficult opponent here, and I think Rakitic can certainly patrol that midfield. Then you've got Arturo Vidal. I would find a way to include Vidal in this lineup, simply because he was so incredibly professional. He went about his work in exactly the right way, and he really showed that he wants to be playing. He wants to be a starter, and for that reason, just like Alenia has been included in this squad, I would reward Vidal and find a way to start him against Rayo. Alongside him then Arthur, who's been so good in recent weeks, and then the front three has to be attacking. It's got to be bold. Against Rayo, we can do some serious damage. Coutinho from the left, Dembele here from the right, Suarez down the middle. Those front three against a team like Rayo, they could cause absolute chaos. And I believe this lineup can do some damage. If you're 2-0 up, 3-0 up in the second half, then you can bring Alenia on. I'd love to see him get some minutes. You could even bring Chumi on at centre-back. He played well as well on Wednesday. I would make some changes as the game went on, but start strong, get the result, continue that confidence, and keep that momentum going. And so with that said, guys, my match prediction for Saturday's game against Rayo Vallecano is going to be Barcelona 5, Rayo 1. I'm going big on this one. I really fancy our chances. I think we're so confident right now. I hope this scoreline doesn't come back to hurt me, but I really do believe we could have a big win on our hands here. If we're professional, if we're motivated, we can get goals. So leave your predictions for the team and also the score in the comments down below, guys. And of course, I will see you tomorrow for the big game. Let's do this! But until then, as always, Visca El Barça!